So there's a real opportunity right now in every business and everyone's family to connect like we've never connected before. People are looking for community. They're looking for love. They're looking for, being valued. They're looking for hope. They're looking for, someone that can hold their hand in a sense. The problem is that in the workplace, there's people that are disengaged and they're coming home tonight and they're picking up a beer instead of their baby boy or the baby girl. They're not engaging with their wife. And other people, they're just seeing it as a drudgery of day in, day out. Wake up Monday, go back to work. Tuesday, wake up, go back to work. Wednesday, wake up, go back to work. On and on and on, all for the dollar. And millennials now are looking for, purpose, direction, all that sort of thing. In the workplace, it's disastrous. There's up to $50-60 billion worth of cost to business owners due to disengaged workers. And the worst case is that they come home and they affect families. There's domestic violence. There's all sorts of things going on to the point of suicide, and we all know about that at the moment. It's risen. Antidepressants has risen. In some cases 500%, and that's from a chemist owner that I know. So it's real. But many don't have a process to help their people in business, and particularly a process where they can learn what their expectations is and how to engage people. People really need to be engaged right now like never before. We all need to help each other in businesses and families, and we need to get engaged and know that we are valued. When someone asks your opinion about something, it feels good because you're valued. They wouldn't ask your opinion if you weren't valued. But we need a simple system, something that's not overwhelming. Right now there's a lot of overwhelm. It's just ridiculous. With all the different information, different reports, statistics all coming and being thrown at us, it's being thrown around with the directions of the government and what we can and can't do, and that changes, this changes. It's just overwhelming. So do you really want to get into a whole heap of study about how to create engagement with your workers? Or do you want something that's simple? Everyone wants something that's simple, that works, and they can follow it in their business. You just really need a way to engage because it lifts your profits. I mean, look at Apple and other companies like that. There's millions of them, but there's multi-million companies around the world. So let's say there's not millions. Let's go back a little step, and I don't really quantify how many companies are using this, but the companies that I've met in the last 30 years, most aren't. Most don't have a system that really helps the worker, their teammate, their business family to be able to know what their expectations are when they start. It's just a way to increase enjoyment in the business, and who knows what an enjoyable business does. When someone feels valued and they're asked their opinion about where they work and how could they improve it, and they understand what it means to them as a worker, and so that they can take that home tonight and think, well, I'm moving forward too, and I'm helping my company move forward. This is my business. I'm important. I'm really valued. They think a lot of me. Well, that's going to reduce your rehiring rate and your costs involved with that, and the confusion for the rest of your team. So there needs to be, a whole onboarding process, which is simple. But right now I'm just talking about knowing what they need to know so they don't have any unknown boundaries on them. An engaged person that knows what you expect is truly needed. They'll want to help. They will want to help you. They'll not be wondering about, should they do this, should they do that? I need to go and see the boss. Not sure if I should spend my time here. What about developing or thinking about this area? Can I improve the process line by 10 seconds per item? Do they really want to know that? Or what are my expectations? And when it comes to values and beliefs and all these things about the business, if they're not in the same area, the ship's going to be getting into different ports at different times with different crew on board, and that's not a good thing. Your boat won't get there as quickly. World Economic Forums and Gallups and people like that have done a lot of statistical research in what it means to new employees in this day and age. And we're dealing with a lot of millennials and a lot of other people as well. But just talking about them, I don't think there's a lot of difference between my age bracket and someone else's, really. But these are the guys that are up and coming into our businesses. So we need to take some reference of what they want. And in researches with the Gallup poll, 87% of millennials want learnings. They want development from their job. They want mapping. So they want to know what their expectations are, and they want to know what your expectations are, and they want to clarify it. So employees are often left to wonder about their impacts in this business. They don't know where it lies. We need to help remove confusions and, put in a simple system, a process where they know their expectations. And once everyone knows their expectations, it's something we can come back to, engage with, modify. We can align with possible incentive programs. We can, hook them in, engage them as a real important and valued component or person in the business that brings life to their area of skills. They are, in a sense, their own general manager, and that's of their skill area and their area. So what is it? Well, it's obvious we all need clear expectations, and that's everyone, particularly in a business. So without it, your ship's going to go into destinations that you're not necessarily wanting it to go to, or it's going to get to the destination slower. If you've got expectations, visions, missions, all that sort of thing in line. Now, what's it going to mean when people are thinking what they do here, what they do that? They're going to think, is this matching what the business is, where it wants to go, and what the purpose is behind the business? Well, when it does, what's that going to do for you, and what's that going to do for the business? And what's it going to do for the lives of the people coming home tonight? When they go home, they engage with their family and their wives. What's that going to mean? Well, there is a solution that we come up with. It's called JESS. It's Job Expectations and Skills. And we can help you develop that very simply. It's provided to you. All you've got to do is fill in some information, which you do with your employees or your teammates, your family unit. And that gives them an opportunity to express their opinion and their, what they see in their job role and what they would expect from someone else in their job role. Because remember, they're going to have other team members come along as well. And they're going to show that next person what it means to do their position, or a person in their position. So reach out if you want some information sent to you, a PDF about Jess, and you can have a conversation with us. Very simple, very easy, and I hope that it helps.